Okay, what is the condition of Indian textile during the British period, and how the Indian weavers very special in that time, and then what are the problems they face. Everything we are going to be discussed under part 1. Okay, so in this part 1, in this video, we'll discuss 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 topic. We are going 5 major topic. We are going to be discussed. Okay, so what are that 5 topic means? Indian textiles and world market. Okay, how Indian textile dominate before British comes to India, before the British colonial India, and after that. Okay, so before independent, what are the things happened? How Indian market, Indian textile was dominate in the world market. Okay, so how some terms, okay, some words derived from our Indian language, derived from us into English, that particularly it's related to textile. Okay, it's related to textile. Some cloth name. Okay, how some cloth name was derived from our Indian name. Okay, so next is Indian textiles in Europe market. Yeah, same. How Indian textiles dominate Europe market, and what are the changes happened because of Indian market. Okay, who are the main customer of Indian textiles, and then what are the problems faced by European weavers. Everything we will discuss under this topic, Indian textile in European market. Okay, and then this is very important. Who were the weavers? Okay, so which people were considered as the weavers, where they were lived, what are the technique they used for the time of weaving, everything we discussed. And last, the decline of Indian textile. Okay, how the Indian textile lost its market even in India and the world. Okay, so on particular time Indian market, Indian textile was dominated throughout the world, but within 100 or 200 years the Indian market going to be declined. So why it was declined, that too we will discuss under this topic. Okay, so Indian textile in the world market, words tell us the history, Indian textile in European market, who are the weavers, and the decline of Indian textile. Right? So the Indian textile and the world market. Okay, so how are Indian textiles dominate in the world market? Okay, that are we are going to discuss. Before moving, you know very well, in those days, okay, so when British started to rule our country, before that itself, our India was very famous throughout the world. Why? Because in those days India was very wealthy country. Okay, even in 7th standard itself we discussed why many Muslim rulers they started to occupy this, why they think to rule our country like that. Okay, even you take Gajini Muhammad, why he often raided India means in India we had lot of wealth. Okay, even in temple also we had lot of wealth. Okay, so how they comes to know, see the time of how Babur started to rule India, why he came to India, the time of teaching that time itself I said. See Babur, how he comes to know about India means through traders alone. Okay, so each and every year Dhaka. Okay, so in those days, around 1750, India was the world's largest producer of cotton textile. Okay, so our Indian textile was renowned for fine quality. While our Indian cloth was very famous in world market means because of the quality. Okay, because of the quality and craftsmanship. What is craftsmanship? It's a fine decorated. Okay, so in the time of weaving itself, they are introduced lot of patterns, florid, flowery designs. Okay, so it's a extraordinary design they are made in cloth. Okay, so the quality and the craftsmanship, the innovative designs create, give very good name in world market. Okay, so from 16th century, European traders bought Indian textile for sale in Europe. Okay, so from where they buy these things means the Arab market. Okay, so from here, the Arab traders they come here, they purchase these things and they are sell to European traders. Okay, so after they comes to India, okay, when the European people they comes to India like Portuguese, Dutch people or the British people, the East Indian company, they started to buy cloth. Okay, they started to buy cloth here and they sell it in their market, in their country, in a high profit. Okay, so the traders they are making lot of profit. Why? Because while they are getting lot of profit means the demand funding. Okay, for Indian textile getting very large demand in European market, right? So words tell us history. Already in 6th standard and 7th standard itself we discussed how our country named Bharata, India derives from because of Indus river, like that we discussed. Okay, so how the name derives from, how we are getting this particular name. Okay, so like that in textile field, the field of textile also, we are using often we are using many words. Okay, even nowadays we are using kalampari. Okay, like that we are using many terms. Okay, so because of that terms, how that terms were derives. Okay, so famous terms they are using. Already I said when the Vasco da Gama found out the sea route of India, he arrived, he reached the place that is southwest part of India, Kerala. In that place where they was reached means in the place of Calicut. Okay, so when they returned to that place, to their country, they are carrying cotton. Okay, they are taking cotton cloth. Okay, so that cotton cloth getting named calico. Okay, so what are the cotton they used in Europe? All the cotton after Vasco da Gama reached India, that was called in Europe, that was used in Europe in the name of calico. Okay, so because of that, they reached Calicut. Okay, in that Calicut they are purchased the cotton cloth. That's why the cloth getting named calico. Okay, and then another word, muslin. Okay, the cloth name was muslin. Muslin was very famous but muslin was made in India. It was produced in India. It was very famous. Even the Mughal kings, when they are wearing the turban, the king want to wear that throne. No, in that turban they are using muslin cloth. Okay, so like that only muslin gets its name. Okay, because of the place present in Iraq, Mosul, they gave the name muslin. Okay, short time and cheap rate, they produce lot of cloth in Europe market. See how they produced this much cloth, this much design, even up to 18th century. Okay, up to 18th century, Indian cloth only dominated in Europe market. Okay, however they imitate, however they printed like Indian cloth, that cloth is not even sold in the Europe market. Okay, so European people, European wealthy people and European normal people, even after banning our cloth, the Indian cloth, they are prefer only Indian cloth only. Okay, so till 18th century, Indian cloth only dominated lot in Europe market. So what East Indian Company did? Okay, so at the time of 18th century, almost all the place of India is under the control of British. So what European countries, particularly British, what it did means, already we discussed in the lesson, first and second lesson itself, that Zamindari system, Agarwal system, Rayawar system. So and then we discussed about one of the plant indigo. Okay, so many places, where weavers and craft people they lived, they were forced to leave their job. Okay, that time we will discuss next topic. So what are the technique they can use to decline, to abolish these our Indian craft? Everything taken by the British. Okay, so and they think, see, British they started to, after industrial revolution, they started to produce lot of cloth, I said no. So for they produce lot of cloth, that cloth want to sold no, want to sell no, that time only they can get profit no. So they are seeing a very big market of India. Okay, so what they did means, how much materials, how much cloth, see, the traders they are purchasing cotton and raw material from India. It's very cheap rate. Okay, so producing cloth, we need cotton. Okay, cotton will grow the Indian climate condition. Okay, it is not will not grow European climate condition. So the East Indian Company they purchase cotton from here, the raw material from here, from India. So very cheap rate, and they convert the raw material into finished goods like a cloth. And again they are taking the cloth to Indian market, they sell very high profit. Okay, so Indian people were forced to buy the Europe, which was produced, which was made in Europe. Okay, so that was very in those days that was very expensive of people, right? Who were the weavers? Okay, who were the weavers in India? So already I said that it was very long history of weavers. Okay, not only this, the craft was very specialist. The people of craft persons are very specialized in our country. Okay, so particularly in the field of weavers, they are a community. Okay, a particular community they live. The specialized weaver. Okay, they are specialized weaver. They live in a community. Their skills were passed through one generation to another generation. Okay, their skills were, suppose you have chance to go to Kanchipuram, we can see a lot of weavers even nowadays also. The method of weaving is passed from one generation to another generation. Suppose a person who is a weaver means he teaches the technique to his son, and the son he will teach the techniques to his son. Okay, so the technique was passed from one generation to another generation. Okay, so variety of community they lived in India, particularly weaving community. So one is Danti, the people of weavers who lived in Bengal, they were called as Danti, and North India they were called as Julahas or Momini. Okay, there are who are lived in North India, the weavers, North Indian weavers. Particularly in South India, even South India was very famous in those days, weavers. Even nowadays also we have this community. Okay, Sa, Kaikola and Devangas. Okay, they are the community of weavers who lived in South India. Okay, so what are the stages they used for production of spinning means who are play important role means both men and women printer and the women, they're making thread and the weavers. Okay, so all they associate and they work. Okay, so handloom weaving, even nowadays also handloom saree and handloom cloth, it's very costly. Okay, handloom weaving and occupation associate with it's provide livelihood of million of Indians. Okay, many people they belongs to this industry. Okay, so how the Indian textiles, so this much population of Indian textiles, how the textile industry will decline, how the textile industry was decline in India means under three category it faces lot of problem. Okay, so the decline of Indian textile industry, it faced three problem. Okay, same page number 85 itself they given. So the development of cotton industry in Britain. Okay, so the development of cotton industry, already I said they purchase cotton, raw cotton here, very cheap rate, and they produce. Okay, they convert cotton into thread and they are making cloth like that. I said no. So it creates lot of problem in India. First, the Indian textile now had a competitive to British. Okay, so Indian textile want to compete to British. Why? Because in India all the work did by human hands only. Okay, we are not using machinery, so it take long time. So ultimately the cost also high. But in Britain they are using machinery, so very short period of time they produce plenty amount of cloth. So the cost also very less. Okay, so the Indian cloth is not able to compete to British textile. Okay, so particularly Europe and American market. So second, exporting textile to England also increasingly difficult since very high duty was imposed to Indian textile importing into Britain. Okay, so Britain start to collect lot of tax when the traders wants to import the textile from India. The British trader want to pay lot of tax. Even from here, the traders want to pay tax. So that's why the tax amount was huge. That's why the traders not going to refer the Indian cloth. Okay. So the beginning of 19th century, what happened means that the English made cotton textiles successfully outside Indian goods from their traditional market of Africa, America, and Europe. Okay. So Europe, English countries, what they said means they started to capture the market. Wherever the Indian cloth was dominating, that market was captured by East Indian Company or English. Okay, so that's why what happened means thousands of Indian weavers they are going to unemployment. Okay, so particularly who suffer lot means the Bengal weavers they are affect lot. Okay, so English East Indian Company and European Company they start to buying raw material, buying goods from India. That's why many people they lost their work. Even the time of 1830, from Britain, a lot of cloth materials introduced in India, and they started to market in India. Okay, so in fact, in the year of 1880, throughout the India, 2/3 of material purchased from Britain market. So slowly, in India also the Indian traders market going to be less. See, that is our human mentality. Whenever we are going to shop, one cloth, even nowadays we are not ready to go to Cooptex. Okay, so Cooptex, the Indian handlooms, Indian weavers, they are making saree and cloth. That is somewhat costly. Suppose other shop like Raymond that other compare that is very less means which one we are prefer means which is very less in cost and high quality, that alone we will prefer. Okay, so that only happened in those days. So even the people that weavers they are writing letter to British government. Okay, that time India was ruled by British, so to save our life like that, but the government not ready to take any step. Okay, so handloom weaving did not completely die in India. This was that we will leave it. Okay, so what happened means the textile manufacturing very coarse cloth used poor people in India. Okay, so British they are produced very project.